So here, your activity-based costing, it is one method where it is used to apply the cost of product to the various activities. So that means the cost accountant, they'll play an important role in managing the overall cost and also controlling the overall cost of the organization. ICMA refers to it is Institute of Cost and Management Accountant. And in India, it's ICAI or CMA, that is formally ICWAI. It is also called as ICWAI. Hello dear student, welcome to the session. My name is Krupamdi, faculty in the Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we are discussing our fundamentals of cost accounting for second semester BCom. So in all our previous sessions, we have seen the various concepts, that is the syllabus discussions that we have seen in the previous session. And in the today's sessions, I'll be doing the revision classes that is based on the previous year's question paper. What are the important questions and what are the answers, that how you need to write for 5 marks, how much you need to write, and then for the 10 marks, and then for the 15 marks, what are the important question and how to solve that question. So that we will see in the revision material or the revision classes. So in the today's revision session, I'm going to explain the 5 marks question. What are the important questions that we have for the 5 marks and what are the answers to that question. So here in the 5 marks question, your fundamentals of cost accounting, almost 95% it is the practical, and in the 5 marks session or the 5 marks section, you can expect one practical question and rest of all it is the theory. So that means you will have one problem-oriented question for 5 marks and rest of all the questions it is the theory-based question. And here you will have 5 marks into 4 questions, total 20 marks that you can that you will have in the first section. So first see here one 5 marks question. So it is the EOQ based question. So this particular question, it is asked in the year 2025. So here calculate the EOQ from the following details. So here you have the quantity used per year, it is 1200 units. Then ordering cost is 100 per order. Then carrying cost is rupees 10 per unit every year. So here you need to calculate from these details, you need to calculate the EOQ. So as we all know, your EOQ formula it is EOQ is equal to 2 into A into O divided by C. So here EOQ means it is the economic order quantity. So simply your EOQ, it is the economic order quantity, which simply says that what is the optimum quantity that has to be ordered at one particular time, so that they can minimize their carrying cost as well as they can minimize their ordering cost. So here we have a formula. Here A means annual demand. So here in the question, we have the quantity used. So that means yearly they have the requirement, that is annual requirement, it is 1200 units. And then we have ordering cost per order, it is rupees 100. Then we have carrying cost per unit. Per year it is rupees 10. So all the details it is directly given. So we'll apply it in the formula. 2 into annual demand, that is 1200 into 100 divided by carrying cost 10. So if you take off the root and simplify, we'll get 154.9. Since it is in the unit, so we can round off to this one. So your EOQ it is 155 units per order. So that means your EOQ here, when the company goes for ordering, they can order 155 units at a time. So what is the number of orders that they'll make in a year? So that means your annual requirement 1200 units. So that is the requirement or the unit needed for the whole 1 year, 1200 units, and divided by 155 units. That means at a time when they order, they'll go for ordering 155 units. So requirement 1200 divided by number of units to be ordered is 155. So the total number of orders to be placed in a year, it is 7.74 orders. So this is a year, one particular year, the number of orders that they are going to place, it is 7.74. So this is the 5 marks question, that one practical question that you can expect in the section A. So in the every year, they'll be asking the same thing. Sometimes here, instead of carrying cost directly given, sometimes they'll give here, instead of carrying cost, they'll give the cost of material. Cost of material, for example, rupees 5, and percentage of inventory, maybe the average return on inventory, maybe 10%. If this information is given, instead of carrying cost, so in that case, you will calculate 5 into 10%. So that you will get the carrying cost. So this is the case when the carrying cost is not given directly. So that these are the only two things that you need to see it in the question. So you will have always, you will have the requirement, annual requirement, then ordering cost, then carrying cost. Suppose carrying cost is not given directly, then these informations will be given and you will calculate the carrying cost and then you will apply it in the EOQ formula. So this is one important question that you need to study for the exam. Then second, you have a theory question. Write a note on activity based costing, that is ABC. So here, ABC or the activity based costing, the solution or the answer for that, it is a costing method that assigns overhead cost to product based on what are the activities that is required to produce them. So here, your activity based costing, it is a one method where it is used to apply the cost of product to the various activities which is involved in producing or which is involved in the production. For example, in a clothing manufacturing, what is the sewing and cost, or what is the other processing cost, or what are the various activities are involved in the clothing manufacture, and what is the cost involved in the various activities. So that method we have, it is the ABC or the activity based costing. So what are the ideas? Here traditional costing allocates overhead using the volume based measures like labor hours. So traditional costing method, what they used to do it is, they used to allot the cost based on the various elements. For example, what is the material and what is the cost incurred for material, and what are the labor charges and what are the costs incurred for the labors. So these are the traditional method, but ABC, that is activity based costing, it will trace the cost of various activities. For example, setting up of the machines. So that is one activity. What is the cost involved for setting up of the machine? And then the quality inspection, or maybe the order processing, and then assigning them to produce or the product based on how much they use those activities. So that means in production of a product, what are the various activities are involved and what is the cost incurred in that activities. So that is the ABC or the activity based costing. So now we'll see the steps. You can write also the steps involved the ABC method. So identify what are the major activities, that is overall the production work, what are the various activities are involved in that production work. And then assign the cost to activity cost pools. And we need to assign what is each activity consuming the cost. Each activity, what is the time consuming. And each activity, what is the cost or the amount they are consuming. So that is the second step. Then identify the cost drivers for each activity. Suppose any machine setup cost is in the next year or in any year, if there is a high machine setup cost. So finding out what is the reason for increasing that cost. And also, for example, any other inspection activities. Suppose there is an increase in the cost. So that means they have to find out what are the reason for increasing those costs. And then calculate the activity rate. So that means they need to identify the various activity and they have to calculate what is the rate of cost incurred in each activities. Then also you can write about the advantage of this ABC method. Here it is more accurate product costing and it will have the better decision making and it will help to identify non-value adding activities. So here ABC method, it will serve a better opportunity to take the better pricing decisions and also to find out the various activity which does not add any value to the production or which does not add any value to the organization. So then the disadvantage here, it is very complex and costly to implement. So here the various procedures are included to find out the activities, to fix the standard for each activities. So there is a complex and procedures included there. So it will be a costly procedure to implement in the organization. So this much you can write about what is the ABC method. Then next question we have, explain the role of cost accountant. So that means, as we all know, there will be a cost accountant in each organization who will look after the various ascertainment of the various costs that is incurred in the organization, be it their production cost or be it their administration cost or be it any selling and distribution cost. So what are the major roles that is played by the cost accountant? So here you can write as an introduction, that is, a cost accountant plays a vital role in managing and controlling the cost within an organization. So that means the cost accountant, they'll play an important role in managing the overall cost and also controlling the overall cost of the organization. So his first role, it is the cost ascertainment. Simply, cost ascertainment means finding the cost that is included in various department or various production process. So that is his main function, to identify or to find out what is the cost incurred in the various process. Then we have a cost control. So that means it is the duty of the cost accountant that they'll determine the standards or they'll set the budget and then they'll set the estimations, and after the actual production work is done, then they'll go for the comparing the actual versus the standard or actual versus the budget, so that they can go for controlling the cost in the future period or the future years. Then we have a pricing decision. So the cost accountant, they'll give the important basis to fix the price for their product. So for that, first they'll consider what are the various costs incurred while making the product, and then they'll go for identifying and they'll go for deciding what is the amount of profit that they need to earn in that product. So thereby they'll fix the selling price for their product. Then profitability analysis. So analyzes the product-wise, department-wise and the territory-wise profitability. So your cost accountant, they will do the analysis of profit that is based on the department-wise and the different product lines. Suppose if the company is manufacturing the different line of product, and in each line of product, what is the profit they made. So they'll go for identifying and analyzing the profit earning or the profitability of the organization. Then we have the management reporting. So they'll prepare the reports like your cost sheet or via variance reports and the performance report for the decision making. So these cost accounting, they'll prepare the important the documents or the important statements related to the cost. For example, your cost sheet, where you will get to know the complete details of the cost that is incurred for producing and selling the product. And also you have another important document, that is the variance analysis. So here what they will do, they'll see what is the standard they've set for the production and what is the actual performance they have got, so that they will see the variances, whether there is an increase in cost or there is a decrease in cost, whether there is an increase in output or decrease in output, so that they can see these variance properly. So it is the duty of the cost accountant to give the proper idea about the cost performance of the organization. So for the 5 months, you can write these as the basic introductions, and then you can explain simply in a one line about all these 5 points if it is asked for the 5 marks. Next questions that we have, it is, what are the functions of ICMA? So it is one of the important institutions which regulates the various cost accounting issues or the cost accounting recording procedures. So the ICMA refers to the Institute of Cost and Management Accountant. ICMA refers to it is Institute of Cost and Management Accountant. And in India, it's ICAI or CMA, that is formerly ICWAI. It is also called as ICWAI. So what are the key functions of these ICMA? So first thing, it is the education and the training. It will conduct the examinations and provides the training to qualify the cost and management accountant. So it is the CMA or the ICMA. They will give the educations and they will be conducting the exams to qualify the personnel to work in the cost and management accounting department. And then regulation. It regulates the profession of cost accountancy, maintains the standard of professional conduct and the ethics. So it will regulate the overall cost accounting maintaining procedures and also how to maintain the standards while preparing the cost accounting or the cost details of the organizations, and also in order to conduct in an ethical manner. Overall, it will regulate the various these department or various these work. And then research, it conduct the research in cost and management accounting to develop the new techniques or the new practices or the new methods that can be implemented in the organization so that it will be easy for them to identify the cost, or it will be easy for them to control the cost. Then we have advisory role. So that it advises the government on cost related matters, for example, pricing policies, the taxations and the industrial policies. So it will guide the government in relating to the matters, for example, the pricing policies and also the fixation of taxations and also any industrial policies. Next, we have the cost audit. So it prescribes the standard or the statements for the cost audit under Companies Act and trains the members to conduct the cost audit. So that means it trains its members how to conduct a cost audit of any organizations. So it will fix the standard for doing these examination of cost or doing this the audit of cost. So these are the 5 functions that is played by the ICMA. So next question that we have for 5 marks, it is write a note on timekeeping and time booking. So under your labor cost unit, you have 2 methods of attendance time. That is, one, it is your timekeeping method, and another one, it is a time booking method. So here it is simply meaning in a general. Timekeeping means what? It is entering what is the employee's entry time and exit time. And time booking means what? Noting down each employee's what is the time they spent in the organization. That is, what is the actual time they have spent in engaged or involving in the production work. So that is the main thing about the timekeeping and time booking. So here sometimes they'll also be asking what are the difference between timekeeping and the time booking. So that also the questions that you can expect for 5 marks here. So both are the method of recording the labor time but serves the different purpose. So both the method, it is used to record the labor's time in the organization, but both the method serve different purpose. So the timekeeping here, it records the total time an employee spends in the factory during the working hours. So the purpose, attendance, wage calculation, discipline and statutory compliances. Here to method they'll use to record the times here. One thing is they can maintain the time cards or attendant registers or the biometric system. It will show the time of entry and exit of employees in the organization. Second here, time booking. It records how much time an employee spends on each job or operation or process. Here, time booking, what happens here? It will record the employee's time, what they have spent in each job or in each production work or each activities. So that we call it as a time booking. The purpose here, it is the job costing or the labor cost allocation and efficiency measurement and the idle time analysis. The main purpose of this one, it is that they can easily find out what is the efficiency level of workers, what is the idle time where they do not work but the way they'll get the payment, so that they can have the control over the employee's working time. So what are the method they use here? They can have the job cards or they can have the daily time sheets to record the workers' working time, and also they can have these piece work cards. So that is each unit, what is the time spent by them, and also it will help to separate the productive time versus the idle time. So these are the various methods to record the time booking or to record the employee's actual time of working. So these are some of the important 5 marks question which is asked in the previous years. Along with that, I also sent in the revision materials that what are the important theory questions that you need to study that you can expect for the 5 marks question. So please go through those questions also along with this question so that you can easily attain the 5 marks question. So in the next sessions, I'll be discussing the 10 marks questions. What are the important problems that you can expect? So when it comes to the practical problem, it is the same. Your EOQ or your machine rate statement or LIFO, FIFO or even the cost sheet or estimated cost sheet. So these are the definite questions that they're going to ask. The only thing it is how you are going to solve those problems. So in the next sessions, I'll see how to solve these 10 marks questions. So we all meet in the next session. Thank you.